What is going on, fam? This is Dave coming at you from Philadelphia, and I got a special message that I've been working on just for you. Today, I want to entitle this, The Shape of Freedom. Now, you may be asking yourselves, what the hell is he waffling on about the shape of freedom? Now, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to think about it. What does freedom mean to you? Truly. What does it mean to you? Think about it. Now, if you're anything like me, I thought that freedom was doing what I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it. Whether it hurt me, it helped me, didn't matter. Freedom was making that choice. Free speech, free will. Sounds good, right? But I beg to differ. In truth, it creates bondage, that scope of freedom right there. It creates bondage. Let me explain. We need structure and rules to create true freedom and true growth within our lives intrinsically and outside of our lives going outward, outrinsically. I don't think that's a word, but I digress. Without structure and without rules in our life, then we are left adrift to go sway with the winds of society wherever they may take us. We may think one thing one day, may think another day. We have no value or discernment to back anything up on solid foundation that will guide us in a positive direction, that will give us true freedom and positive growth throughout our lives. Now, developing personal discipline, I believe, and I know it now because I've done the tests without having discipline, and it always guides me towards something bad in my life. But having and developing personal discipline is the number one factor in positive growth, maintaining and sustaining positive growth in your life. That positive momentum. It will give you true freedom. Whether that's with your physical fitness, your mental fitness, your spiritual fitness, your spiritual growth, your relationship growth, by having boundaries and by having structure and rules that you abide by in your personal life, not doing everything on a whim, but having that by understanding and having that discernment of what is right, what is positive, and what is wrong, and it was going to take you down a bad path, because there are things in this life, whether we like it or not, that will take us down bad paths. And for many of us, we won't be coming back from that. It's only the strong few who are able to recognize these things and recognize these detriments in our life that can take a step back and say, hey, you know what? Here's where I identify I was going wrong. And then you have to make a correction. And a lot of times that correction is painful. You have to take a couple steps back before you can start moving forward again. But it is needed personally, and it's needed as our society and culture as a whole, because I think we are on the wrong path. And according to about 67% of Western population, not just America, Western culture in general, they believe the same thing. And that's across the board. Republican, Democrat, right, left, we all have kind of seen what is going on. Now, let me just start to talk about this, the detriment, and how to fix it first. This, I believe, this false thought of what we think freedom is, of doing what we want whenever we want, no matter if it hurts anyone or hurts ourselves in the process, is one of the biggest problems that we're dealing with, and why we're having these things, this cultural rot and destruction and dissatisfaction with life that we're seeing. Now, a lot of other people out there on commentators and social media and whatnot, they want to blame other gender. They want to blame men are the problem, or women are the problem, or traditionalists are the problem, or progressives are the problem. But it goes much deeper into that. It goes much, 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 much deeper into that. The problem is personal responsibility. It's the ability to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong in the way I was thinking. And that ability to walk it back and accept that personal responsibility and say, hey, this is what I did, and this is how I'm going to fix it, and this is how I'm going to make it better, stronger, better. It's just like working out. It's just like any kind of spiritual growth. It's just like any relationship growth or mental growth. Now, this we have to identify the cancers in our lives and cut them out completely. And it's different for each person, but you got to get real honest with yourself. You don't even have to share it with anyone, but you do have to recognize the things that are blocking you from progression. They're blocking you from your potential, so to speak. Now, we have to cut these things out, whether they be drugs or alcohol or social media or these detrimental things are going to affect toxic relationships, codependency, different websites and stuff like that trigger us in our anger, and we get just completely absorbed in that. I mean, there's several of these things that I've dealt with personally, and you have to cut these things out completely. It's just like if you like it's kind of like, I'm going to digress a little bit. It's kind of like cheat day. Cheat day is a myth. If you're trying to get fit, if you're trying to get, in shape, cheat day is a complete myth. You can break everything down. Calories are calories. It's a science. What goes in must come out, whether it be burned. A cheat day completely obliterates the rest of that. Yeah, I'll hear a bunch of people, oh, just reset your system, your hormones, blah, blah, blah. Nah, full shit. You're full of shit. A cheat day is just an excuse to be a fat ass for one day a week. And let's be honest here. I used to believe the same thing. I would gorge myself on a whole bunch of different things. I'd eat and drink whatever the hell I wanted and say, oh, yeah, I'm perfectly fine here. I just freaking mowed down like 10,000 calories in one day. But hey, yeah, okay, I'm going to just reset everything and do everything. That's fine. You fall off the wagon for it happens, You're not just going to decide you're going to do something and then not have difficulty with it. But I digress. I would go on and on about that. But we got to identify these things that are causing our connection to our future, our positive momentum. Like what are these things that are distracting us from having that positive momentum? The structure and rules that we implement in our own lives are going to change our life. They're going to keep us focused. They are going to keep the rudder straight ahead on where we need to go. We don't waver to the right or to the left. We focus straight ahead. And the structure and rules are the things that need to happen, whether that's waking up and making your bed, whether it's waking up and writing in the morning, waking up and go for a bike ride or walk or go to the gym, whatever it may be. You got to just start putting positive things in our life rather than keep getting distracted. In our age of information, we've lost sight of what is important. That we think that we can do what we want whenever we want it, no matter what. But in reality, it's hurting us. It's hurting our physical health, which is why the obesity is at epidemic levels. Over 70% of America right now and Western culture in general is obese. That's a fact. You can look at mental health crisis skyrocketing. I'm not even going to get into the current state of affairs with violence and just inner cities and urban decay in general, but mental health is at epidemic levels as well. We can look at, obesity. That's, relationship wise, the divorce is at all-time high as well. We can see things crumbling, and it all goes back, and it's not one person's fault or group of people. It doesn't matter. We see these things crumbling because we've lost sight of what freedom really is, and that is structure and rules. That's why civilizations flourish. This is why Rome fell. This is exactly why Rome fell. It's not rocket science. When people think they can do what they want whenever they want, and damn whoever goes against them, and they'll put the cancel culture out on you, and go figure, that's what's happening right now, then it will create cultural rot and decay. Just like if you were to, if you're into fitness and you start eating McDonald's every day and you're mowing down cheeseburgers left and right, what do you think is going to happen? When you look and see what the issues are with promiscuity, with people instead having thinking they can do whatever they want and sleep with whoever they want, STDs skyrocket, mental health skyrockets. You see people getting destroyed. I mean, their whole ego and reality. I mean, when you talk about the psychology of it, it is just, it's fascinating that how far we've fallen as far as what is good and what is just. And where we came from and where we're at. They do say good times create weak men, just saying men in general, and weak men will create hard times. Hard times will create good men. Good men will create good times. So I'm going to leave it there, but it's not anyone else's problem. We have to look and see and have some personal responsibility in this. And in the end, we do that, and it will guide our way with discernment on what we need to do to create better lives for ourselves and our fellow human beings around us, regardless of what they believe. I'll leave it there. Peace out and God bless.